Go and find the oldest lens in the house and read the front of it. Not the brand, the whole line. Because if it is an old Olympus, there is a single letter sitting in front of the word Zuiko, and that letter is not part of the name. It is a number. It tells you how many pieces of glass are inside. D means 4 elements. E is 5. F is 6. G is 7. So, an F point Zuiko has 6, a G point Zuiko has 7, and the two can sit on a shelf looking identical at different prices. Olympus stamped that until roughly 1972, which means there are people who have owned one for 40 years, read that letter 10,000 times, and never once known it was telling them something. Today, 7 vintage lenses that beat the modern remakes selling right now for 500 to 1,200 euros, and the marks that prove which one you are holding. The one at the top has the biggest gap in the video, and it is also the cheapest lens in it. If you would rather hear the honest number than the hype, subscribe. Now, that Olympus letter is one code. Here's the second one, and this one matters more for today, because it belongs to the East German glass this whole video is about. On lenses from Carl Zeiss Jena, look for a red letter T on the front ring. That T means the lens is coated. Later ones say MC instead, which means multi-coated. And again, 2 lenses, same name, same focal length, same silhouette on a shelf, and 1 letter between them. The market knows it perfectly well, by the way. Go and look at how these are advertised, and you will find sellers putting red T in the title of the listing because it changes what people will pay. And it is worth understanding why any of this got stamped on there in the first place, because it explains why it is so useful now. In the 50s and 60s, these things were sold across a shop counter by a person who had to justify a price out loud. Coating was new and expensive. Element count was a selling point. So the factory engraved the specification right there on the barrel because it was an argument the shop assistant could point at. Nobody was hiding anything. They were advertising. Then the reasons faded, the marks stayed, and 2 generations later, they read like ornament. So that is the tool. Now here is the thing, the tool is for. There is a company today, Meyer Optik Görlitz, selling 8 lenses, and every single one of those 8 is a reissue of an East German lens from decades ago. I went and pulled their current price list this week. The cheapest is 499 euros. The most expensive is 1199. And here is the pattern I did not expect to find, which is really what this video is about. The size of that premium has almost nothing to do with how good the lens is. It tracks how famous the lens is not. I want to be careful about how I put this, because it is easy to say and hard to prove. So here are the 2 ends of it, from their own published prices against what originals actually change hands for. Their reissue of the Primo Plan, which is the one name in the range that collectors already know, sells for roughly what a good original costs. Their reissue of the Leideth, which almost nobody on earth can name, sells for about 25 times what an original goes for. That is not a quality premium. It is charging you for not knowing what to look for, and the codes are how you stop paying it. Before the countdown, 2 honest things, because I am not interested in a video that pretends the modern makers are villains. The first is that these are real lenses, made now, legitimately sold, with a warranty and a mount that fits the camera you actually own. That has genuine value, and for some people, it is worth the money. My argument is narrow. It is about price against value, and nothing else. The second is that not everybody is doing this. There is a maker called TT Artisan selling a 50mm at f/0.95 for under $220. That lens would have been a fantasy at that price in any previous decade of photography. So the modern world is not uniformly worse. It is just uneven. And this video is about the uneven part. And it is not only lenses, which is worth knowing because it tells you this is a pattern and not a coincidence. There are brand new film cameras being made again. One of them is a new Rollei 35 with autofocus at around $800. A vintage Rollei 35 is about $130. There is a new Pentax compact at around $850. The instant film reissues run about $500 against originals at $15. Same shape every time, and the shape is that the new thing is priced against the affection people have for the old thing. Quick thing, every week somebody writes in having paid real money for a camera nobody can repair. One paid $2,000 for a compact whose shutter controller died 11 months later. Another wrote about the camera he has shot since 1978. 3 services, still working, same hobby, same money. And the difference was never money, it was knowing. So I put the whole map in one place. Models, prices, the catch, what kills a camera. It is at CAMERAWORKBENCH.com. Link below. Now, back to the list. One rule, and I will say it once. Condition rules everything. Every figure here is a rough range from August of this year. 7. Number 7. The Meyer Optic Primo Plan. 58mm f1.9. And I am opening with the one that argues against me. Because you should hear that first rather than last. A good original runs $600 to $800. The modern reissue is 699 euros. That is roughly the same money. And if you would rather have the new one, boxed and guaranteed and threaded for the camera you actually own, I cannot tell you that you are wrong. The honest flaw with the original is that it is the most expensive lens on this list, and its reputation is already fully priced in. So there is no bargain waiting here. The buy check. These barrels say Meyer, or Gorlitz, or Pentacon, depending on the year. So read which one you are actually being offered. Number 6. The Meyer Optic Dummy Plan. 50mm f 2.8. $25 to $90, and under $35 is a good buy. Now, I am not going to dress this up. It was Meyer's cheap lens then, and it is the cheap lens now. 3 elements. Nothing exotic. It is on this list for a different reason. It is the part of the shelf the reissue makers have not reached yet, and everything on this video tells you they eventually do. The honest flaw. It is soft, and the aperture mechanism is the known weak point on these. They jam. The buy check follows directly from that. Run the aperture ring all the way through its travel and watch the blades actually move every single time, not just the first. Number 5. The Meyer Optic Arrestor 135mm f 2.8, around $130. Same family, same factory, longer lens, and you will find the identical barrel wearing a Pentacon badge for less money because of the badge alone. The honest flaw. 135mm is the least fashionable focal length in photography, and that is the entire reason you can have one for this. The buy check, zebra barrel or plain black, tells you the generation, and on either one, look for oil sitting on the aperture blades. Number 4. The Carl Zeiss Gina Pancalar 50mm f 1.8, the zebra one, around $199. This is the cult standard lens of the East, and it is the pick where the marking is not a letter, but something you can literally count. The early zebra version has 8 aperture blades. The later version has 6. 8 rounder blades is the reason people hunt the early one, because it is what the out of focus areas do. There is a second reason it is on this list. Of everything here, It is the one that behaves most like a normal lens. So if you only ever buy one East German 50, this is the one that will not fight you. The honest flaw, at this age, a lot of them have haze in the middle, or a helicoid gone stiff and gritty. The buy check, stop it down and count the blades. 8 is the one you want. That is 4 down. If this is the kind of thing you want more of, subscribing costs you nothing. And while you are here, tell me which of these you have owned. Number 3. The Carl Zeiss Genuflectagon. 35mm EF 2.4, and this one is genuinely special. It focuses down to under 20 centimeters, which in its day was close to unheard of on a wide angle, and it means one lens does both the landscape and the close-up. Sellers are asking somewhere between $350 and just under $800, and I want to be precise, those are asking prices and not sold records. The marking here is the important part. Look for MC on the front ring, multi-coated, same name, same focal length, and a meaningfully different lens. The honest flaw, this is the most expensive Gina lens on the list, and its price has already been discovered by everybody, so you are buying at the market and not under it. The buy check, find the MC, then hold it up to a bright window and look through it for that milky glow. Number 2. The Carl Zeiss Gina Biotar 58mm f2, $100 to $300. And you already know this lens, even if the name is new to you, because in the Gold Mines video, I told you about the Helios, the Soviet swirl king. The Biotar is what the Helios was copied from. This is the original. Now put that against the modern Biotar being sold today at 1,199 euros, wearing the same name, and you are looking at somewhere between 4 and 12 times the money. The marking is the red T. That is the one that tells you it is coated. The honest flaw, it swirls and it glows, and it is soft with the aperture open, which is precisely what it is for, and precisely why it should not be your only lens. The buy check, find the red T, and then look hard at the front element, because it sits proud of the barrel, and it collects a lifetime of cleaning marks. Now, before number 1, look at what just happened across those 6. The lenses with the famous names are priced close to their remakes. The lenses nobody can pronounce are the ones where the gap is enormous. The premium is not being charged for glass. It is being charged for the gap in what you know, and every single one of those markings I have shown you is a way of closing it. And number 1, the Meyer Optic. Lidith, 30mm, f 3.5. An original goes for somewhere around 12 to 20 pounds. Call it $15 to $25. It is a sharp little wide angle from 1963 with a 15-blade aperture that turns points of light into stars. The modern reissue of it is listed at 499 euros. That is somewhere around 25 times over. And I want you to notice the thing that makes it the number 1. It is the biggest gap in this entire video, and it belongs to the cheapest lens in this entire video. Those two facts are the same fact. Nobody can name the Lidith, so nobody knows what one costs. So 500 euros for the idea of it sounds reasonable. The honest flaw, f3.5, is slow, and that 15-blade aperture that makes the star effect is fiddly and delicate in a 60-year-old lens. The buy check, and this is the one that saves you actual money. The Lidith and the Pentacon 30mm are the same optics with different badges. If the seller does not know that, you are about to pay the Pentacon price for a Lidith or the other way around, and one of those two directions is in your favor. So here is the 5-second check, and it works on anything with glass in it. Do the whole drawer tonight. First, read the entire front ring out loud, not the brand, all of it. The letter, the T, the MC, the numbers, every character. Assume that anything printed on a lens was printed there for a reason, because it was. Second, count the aperture blades. Stop it down and count. On more lenses than you would believe, the blade count is the version number. Third, look for a coating mark, a red T or MC, or a colored sheen when you tilt the glass to the light. Uncoated glass and coated glass are two different products that sold under one name. Fourth, find the rebadge twin. Almost every lens on this list was sold under 2 or 3 names. Lidith and Pentacon, Meyer and Gorlitz. Look up what else your lens was called, because one of those names is always cheaper than the others for no reason at all. And fifth, the one that reframes everything. When you want to know what an old lens is really worth, go and look at what somebody is charging for a new copy of it. That price is not a valuation of the new lens. It is a company telling you, in public, exactly how much they believe the original idea is worth. And they have done the research. They have decided, with money on the line, that this particular old design is worth reviving, and that people will pay 500 euros for the look of it. That is the most expensive market research you will ever be handed for free, and it is sitting on their website. Because that is the thread through all 7 of these, and it is the part I would want you to keep. None of it is secret. It is not hidden, and it is not coded in the sense of being concealed. It is stamped on the outside of the lens, in daylight, where the person who made it put it so the person buying it could read it and decide. A shop assistant in 1963 could point at that letter and win an argument about price with it. The lens has not changed since. The only thing that changed is that we stopped reading it, and a company noticed, and now sells the same idea back to us at 25 times the money. We just stopped reading. So tell me in the comments. Go and get the oldest lens in your house, and read me the whole front ring, every character of it, and I will tell you what you're holding. I read every single one.